Alrighty, hello and welcome. This is BP Productions Podcast, where we share life, share stories, and encourage others. I am your host, Bruce Isaac Pineda, and I am so excited to be bringing you episode number 4 of 7 of these interview podcasts. Again, number 7 is the goal because we're trying to be consistent here and trying to go towards those goals. Announcements. This will only be found on youtube.com. I want to grow that channel as much as I can. Again, that is under BP Productions. And it is very hot outside. We're here in San Antonio. But I have my special guest here by the name of Angel Ibarra.
How's it going, Bruce?
I'm doing well. Angel, last week we spoke about manhood, right? The week before that,
right.
Or a couple weeks before that, we spoke about kind of your life, right? Fatherhood, finding an anchor, and growing with that, right?
Right.
But this week I have a whole different topic, and I guess it involves, it's kind of a buildup, right? From your life to manhood to now success. The word success, living a life of success. What is success, right? So guys, we're going to be diving into that. I'm going to be throwing Angel some questions here because I like his input. I know you guys like his input. And again, I am very thankful for the opportunity to be doing this and you having your support on the podcast. I know I'm kind of switching between things here, but I am very thankful for that. You know who you are, who has been showing a lot of support. So I just thank you for that. Keep going, keep watching. Things can only get better. Things can only go uphill from here. But all right, Angel, how are you doing?
I'm doing all right. Yeah, just some bum news about a house, but nothing bad. It's all right.
Bum news?
A little bum news.
Why bum news?
It's just certain obstacles keep coming up, and I got to keep trying to figure it out how to get around them.
Oh, yeah.
So.
How close are you guys to buying a house?
I don't know. It's like 50-50 at this point.
Yeah.
So we'll see. We got some options that we got to exhaust, and then we'll take it from there. I'm hopeful. I pray to God, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah, for sure. Well, yeah. And if you guys don't know, Angel is my brother-in-law, married to my sister, and has my 2 nieces, with one on the way, but I don't know if it's a niece or a nephew.
It's going to be a nephew.
It's going to be a nephew. He thinks it's a boy, but I don't know. You might just be that girl dad.
No.
No.
That's the hope.
Not that forever girl dad?
No.
No, you need a boy.
I need a boy.
You need a boy.
I'm sorry.
For sure, yeah. What does Shannon think it's going to be?
She thinks it's going to be a girl. Well, she wants a girl, but the way she's feeling, she says she thinks it might be a boy. So that might be something.
Yeah. When do you find out about that? Like when?
The wrong person to ask.
No?
Yeah.
Like that's always my question. Like when does...
I think 6 months? So. No. 4.
Shannon's gonna probably be laughing. The girls are probably gonna be laughing. Like that's not what that is. Yeah, I've always wondered about that. Like, and then how does a doctor tell you? Like, does he say, "Do you want to know what you know?"
Yeah,
what
yeah. They ask. Do you want to know when you're in that moment? They're like, "Do you want to know the sex of the baby?" And we're like, "Yes." I never like gender reveal parties, or like sometimes Shannon will have it. Like I think Sophia, it was a gender reveal.
Okay.
So we didn't know
what it was.
Yeah, what it was.
That's cool. I'm looking forward to this one.
Yeah.
Because I'll be here for that gender reveal party.
Oh yeah, you will.
I'm gonna make it look cool, make it look fun.
Yeah.
I saw one of them. This girl handed like she went to a Dallas Cowboy event and she handed Dak Prescott, the quarterback, handed him the paper of what the gender of the baby was, and he like revealed it, in front of everybody, and it was kind of cool. So I don't know.
That baby's named Dak now, probably. If it was a boy.
I would name my baby Dak because I'm a big Prescott fan. But anyways, all right, guys, let's get it started here. Living a life of success. Angel, I'm just going to throw it right at you. But before I do that, actually, I have one question for you.
What's up?
What is the best piece of advice that you've ever been given?
Oof.
That's a big one.
All right, let me think. Okay. Well, I think the best piece of advice has to come from my mom.
Okay.
Where you don't throw stones when you live in a glass house.
You don't throw stones when you live in a glass house. Yeah. Elaborate on that. What does that mean?
So basically, don't say things that you yourself could relate to. I'll say you might be taking shots at somebody, but in almost a similar circumstance, you're that same person. So, it just makes you think of yourself like, hey, watch what you say, because you might be in those shoes soon, or you are in those shoes. You just are dishing it out just to dish it out. So I think that's the best advice that I've ever been given.
Yeah. That's familiar to basically what Jesus says, right? You know, taking out the log out of your own eye before telling somebody else about theirs, right?
Exactly.
So being able to recognize that, hey, I'm pointing out this guy's problem, I'm pointing out this person's problem, when I myself have that own problem, and I'm just, I don't know.
Right.
Making it worse, I guess.
Yeah.
That's good. That's good. And so success, that's the next thing. How do you define success? What is success?
I guess you gotta see it there you go, in a different way. It just depends, right? So like, say you went success in not physically, but socially or economically. Which one do you value most? I might be unsuccessful in social settings or socially. I'm not very successful, but some other people say, oh, financially I'm successful. I'm all right. I'm doing all right. So I guess it just depends on how you see success. Is it something for you, or is it something around you that you've been able to accomplish?
Mm-hmm. And I guess so. We'll just pick a category. Let's define success as let's start with that. Let's start with family. What does it mean to have a successful family? Is that or when you have a family, does that base success? I know it's kind of confusing. Okay, I guess I'm trying to get a general feel of what.
So what's a successful family?
What is
right?
Yeah.
I mean, the one thing I could say a successful family is a family who's kind of close knit, has each other's backs, and are basically there to share in the good times and the bad times. I would think that's a successful family. I mean, I wouldn't know anything else about it.
And how about, let's say, job wise?
It just depends, really. I mean, I think the most successful way you can be in a job is that old saying, if you love your job, you'll never work a day in your life.
Mm-hmm.
So
I love that. Yeah.
Yeah. So that I think if you love what you're doing, and it's a job and it pays you, then you're already successful. You're already doing something you love and getting paid for it.
Gotcha. And you mentioned socially successful. What does that mean?
I guess just because I'm not very a social bird. I'm a social person when I have to be. Successful socially, I want to say, is you have a group of people who care, cherish you, who take care of you, basically, as far as your well-being or motivation. I think a group of friends like that, you could be socially successful. You have a group of people, strangers, who actually care about you.
Okay.
So
okay,
that's what I would say.
Okay. And then lastly, on the success part, is there somebody that you can point out right now where you look at that person and say that person is successful?
Yeah, I mean, my mom. Yeah, my mom was able to do it. She's successful. She was able to get through hard times, through everything else, and successfully. I think now she's got a good family, obviously, because she has me. But other than that, I mean, she's got a great job, and successfully, her family. We all got grown. We're all two of our kids have kids, so I mean, we're doing all right. So I think she's successfully.
Yeah. So a lot of growing up, I guess I'm 23 years old, right? And I feel ever since 18, right after I graduated high school, it's been a race to success. And not that I've believed that 100% myself, but the people around me, or socially, social network, I feel like there's this pressure to run towards success, to run towards money, to run towards that word, being a successful person, being a successful human being. I don't know if that's just the fact of being young and now you're trying to pursue this next thing because you already conquered high school, conquered college. But I feel like there's always stepping stones where you're trying to get to. And I guess my thing is that you keep moving forward, you keep going on. You graduated high school, graduated college. Where does it end where you've been able to say, I am successful? And so for you, where does that question get answered where you say, I made it, or is there such thing as making it?
You know what? That feeling is what I'm actually chasing right now.
Yeah.
It's just owning my own house, and doing something that I love to do for work. So right now I'm still chasing it. But the thing is that what you said yourself, you know, this generation or our generation, we're rushing. We're trying to be successful. I like to think that in your 20s now, you're supposed to be grinding your way through life. You're going to go ups and downs, twists and turns, the turnaround, you know, and a lot of it has to do with you are now learning that you're not running out of time yet. You're racing time, but you don't need to, right? As long as you give in the effort and the commitment, you'll be fine. And that's why I have a 3-year plan basically for myself, is to do something that I love and get paid for. So whatever that entails, like for me, it's drawing, whatever that entails for you, just know that you're not solely basing it on just your 20s or even right now in this year. Things take time. Things take, you know, commitment. Things take, you know, practice. Whatever you're trying to do, it's going to take you a minute to do. So this whole thing where, you know, you're always following where the money takes you. A lot of the time it's going to happen, but are you doing anything to better your life to stop chasing the money, and now you can start chasing whatever you wanted to do in life? Yeah. You know, it all depends on what you want to do. I know a lot of kids that I work with, you know, they're 18, 19, 20 years old, and all they're doing is doing like 12, 14-hour days of working. They never want to go home, or when they do go home, they just shower, then they go out. You know, they're just living the life. But for me, I think it gets a little tiring looking at it that, you know, like you can't just always be racing and keep going. Sometimes you just need to take a step back, relax a little bit. You still got another 10 years, depending on however old you are, in your 30s, to just do everything you wanted to do when you were 20. But now you get to do it at 30, and you get to just chill out and, you know, live life. So that's where I'm taking it.
That's where you're taking it. Yeah. So you mentioned those younger kids that are now experiencing, you know, working these 12, 14-hour shifts, but I'm assuming they get compensated pretty well.
Oh yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So obviously that's money in there. And I think at least for me, you know, when I was growing up and I was making money with my first job, not that I deemed that a success, but it was very helpful to me understanding that, hey, if I stay with this job, I can pretty much pursue anything I want to because I have the finance for that. And which in turn would, I guess, cause me to, quote, be happy. So that's another thing. Does money bring happiness? The more money you make, does it bring happiness?
You know, there's a saying that says more money, more problems, right? But no, I don't think money can buy happiness. Money can get you very close to it, though. Okay, it's not happiness, right? But it can get you close. And I say that, I think, because me not having money when we were younger, I think having money could solve a lot of my problems. It'd make me a lot happier. But you end up buying certain things that you think you can afford, and then it becomes a little burden, and then it starts weighing down on you. So, no, money doesn't buy you happiness, but it gets you very close.
It's very close. Yeah. See, and I've struggled with that. So, like a lot of I get to talk to a lot of people, right? And you know, family members, people that are in my family, but I'm just not maybe close to, right, that much. You know, I've been questioned before, like, what am I gonna do with my life? You know, why didn't I go to college? Why this? Why that? And I guess for me, I've taken the step back to where I don't know if it's just me being young and a little bit naive, but like I've been happy where I'm at for a while. Meaning that yes, I have 2 jobs right now, but at some point I've been very happy, and I've not wanted to. I guess what I'm trying to say is that a lot of outside noise tries to change my trajectory of where they think I should go or where I think I should do. But in my mind, in my heart, as of right now, I'm kind of content. I love my jobs, right? I'm paying off debt. I'm doing these things, and I'm content with it. So with that outside noise, I mean, do you listen to that outside noise when people say, "Hey, why don't you do this? Why don't you do that?"
You know what? Sometimes it gets to me because they don't know the full story behind it, right? Mm-hmm. We go back to, a lot of the times why I am in the situations I am is just that nowadays you need a 2-person income to even run a house correctly, to even afford everything. I'm doing it on 1-person income. It's stressful. And sometimes, you have outside noise that continuously says, you guys can change your situation right now. Just go get a job, go get another job, go do this. And the thing is that where do you sacrifice everything at, So when people say, why haven't you changed certain things? Mm-hmm. I am comfortable the way they are now, but to be honest, a lot of it I've already thought about, so I already know how I feel about it inside. So when someone tells me, it's like, all right, I'm done with that conversation. I'm already moved on. I already know my next step. But for me, complacency kills.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay? No, I agree 100%.
So I know, like the one thing that you do, you're also a coach. Mm-hmm. So one thing that I've always thought, and I'll tell you now, is that I always thought that you can go to school for like a physical therapist or something involving like physical trainer or something like that, and you can go to school for stuff like that. Mm-hmm. Or what is it called, those people that watch your weight or something like that, nutritionist. Okay. So you can do that too. I mean, but there's certain stuff like you can go and move forward if you want to continue that. I get you. I know it's finding the next step is very hard. Yeah. Depending on where you want to go in life, so, but it only takes, one step at a time. So there was like an old story about, lighting the way, someone's holding a candle for you, but you can't hold the candle, but you have to be the one to take the first step. All you can see is like the ground in front of you and one step ahead. Yeah. So they say, well, like, true. How can you find your way? Uh-huh. Well, I'll help you find your way as long as you keep taking that first step for me, and you just continuously do that for yourself. So I don't know. Outside noise, it weighs on you. Yeah. Sometimes you've already told yourself that already, though.
It is. What is pride?
One of the deadly 7 sins.
What is pride? Is pride? Is there good pride and is there bad pride?
Nah, I think pride's just all bad around. Mm-hmm. I suffer from pride. Mm-hmm. I'm a very prideful person, as you know. Over the years, I refuse to ask for help. Uh-huh. I'm ashamed of myself when I do. A lot of the things when somebody tells me I can't do it, my pride gets in the way, and I say, you know what? Let me show you I can do it, just to show you up. It's not to even prove to myself. It's just to prove to you. Yeah. So yes, pride gets in my way a lot, just because I feel like accepting some kind of help would be beneficial, but I never want to be looked at as weak or incompetent. Mm-hmm. So yeah, it's bad.
So with success, I think not that necessarily pride comes with it, but pride creeps in with success, right? Right. And how do you combat that, right? So cause I've been in a situation where, I conquer something and I'm happy about it. I take pride in my work, whatever. But then there's that feeling of saying I did this all by myself. And for me, not giving thanks to God, not giving glory to God or thanks to my family, but I'm like just putting it on me. And I've always believed that's not good, because it doesn't put you in a humbling state. It puts you in a prideful state, and it puts you in a way that it kind of makes you it makes me feel lonely when I do that. So I guess my question to you is, how do you combat pride?
You have an anchor to bring you back down to earth. I think that's it. We talk about having an anchor for yourself, and even in decisions, but think pride requires you to have somebody to pull you down from the little cloud that you built.
Yeah.
You know? Excuse me. So like being able to really judge, when you're able to judge somebody and kind of take it from there, that person can take care of you as far as how big your ego's grown. For me, it's Shannon. Shannon has, like, the only reason why I'm such a good parent is because she makes me look good. The reason why my house looks so nice is because she makes it look nice. So I have a nice family. They're well behaved, but it's props to her. I mean, I'm just doing what I can, but I'm not going to say, you know, that was all me.
That was all, yeah.
You know, it's a team effort, at least with the family. And if you don't know, relationship wise, you know, you have the same thing.
Yeah. Have you ever heard that significance is better than success?
No, but that makes sense.
And why?
Well, I mean, it just depends. Like, you know, you can have a minor victory and not learn anything, or you can have a significant loss, but you learn everything. You know, I think the one thing that I will say about that is that we understand a lot more when we lose. You know, the one thing I want to say, and hopefully I'm not bringing up a really, really bad topic for you here, but, you know, after you lost your grandma, you know, and I think it kind of made everybody like see that you need to spend time with the people you got, because if you don't, they could be gone.
Yeah.
And that's what I tried to tell Shannon as far as like family wise.
Yeah.
That no matter if they're cousins, you know, or distant relatives, to know them, they're part of your blood. That's kind of why significance for me is like, it's everything, you know. Small little victories like that is just, what for, you know. Like, hey, I got to see grandma on, you know, Thanksgiving. When do you get to see grandma next time? You know what I mean? Like, you know, where's the significance in that? You know?
Yeah, that's one of the biggest things I learned. I'm not gonna take credit for that I made that up myself. I learned that from Tim Tebow, and I saw a message from him, which we'll watch later on here in a minute or towards the end. But is that it was a big, not a slap in the face, but a big eye opener to where he said, he was saying in his speech, I want you to be successful. I want you to, you know, get what you want, get what you need. I want that for you, right? But bigger than that, I want you to be significant, right? I don't, what is it worth to gain the whole world, right? But lose your own soul. What is it worth to gain all this power, gain all this money, gain all these things, but end up lonely at the end, not helping others at the end, right? Not reaching back your hand and picking someone else up, right? So I've always, that's why I asked that question. Have you ever heard that, being significant over being successful? Or not even that, being significant while being successful, right?
Right.
So, yeah, I just want to touch base on that. My next thing is that when pursuing a new opportunity, when pursuing something maybe like, you know, like this podcast, for example, right? You know, sometimes fear and doubt of your abilities will creep in, right? Maybe you buying a house, fear and doubt creep in. Moving here to San Antonio, fear and doubt creep in. Really, any decision, right? Fear and doubt can creep in. How do you overcome fear and doubt? How do you say that, man, I want to take this opportunity. I really want to do this. But dang, that fear, just like, what if this happens? What if that happens? And like, what if I'm not good enough? What if I'm not able enough to do this? How do you overcome that?
I want to say that's like a 3-part answer.
Go for it.
The one thing is, did God give you the talent to do it? If you feel so, then do it. You know, that's one. 2, in my case, is this going to hurt my family or is this going to benefit my family? It's 2. 3, is it something I love? If you answer, you know what, yes, God gave me this talent, I'm going to try to see what I can do. No, it does not hurt my family. It could probably make their lives better. Then do it. If I love it, then do it. So a lot of things, it just comes down to, can you afford to do it? Are you willing to sacrifice what it takes to do it? And I'll give you an example, right?
Go for it.
For me, mine's drawing, right? I want to make a living off of drawing. Okay. So the one thing that I'm doing is that I can't sacrifice work, so I can't quit my job full time.
Yeah.
So that's going to hurt my family if I did that. So that's out of the question. Did God give me the talent to do so? I want to say so. I used to draw when I was younger. I drew. Yeah, I drew in high school a little bit. I made Shannon's Valentine's poster.
I remember that.
Yeah, by hand. It took me a whole week to do.
I remember that. Yeah. Does she still have it somewhere?
I want to hope so, babe. You better still have that. I don't have no idea where it's at. It's in the last 11 years. Yeah.
Maybe she has a picture with it. I can pull it up here.
I do have,
during the edit.
Yeah, I do have a picture. Or she thinks she does have a picture of it. Okay. It was huge. And it was like little pictures of us. Guys, I am a hopeless romantic. I just want y'all to know that.
Yeah.
Hopeless with her. Hopeless.
There you go.
Only way I was able to get her. Be hopeless.
Subtle flex.
Yes. Yes. But, did I have the talent? Yes. Okay. Do I love it? I absolutely love it. But here's my sacrifice. Mm-hmm. I go to work at 2. I come home about 10:30. Shower 10:45. Eat 11:30. Probably play on my computer for like maybe an hour. Uh-huh. And then for the next from 12:30 to about 3:30 in the morning, maybe 3 o'clock, I'm drawing nonstop, uninterrupted. I do that every single day, and I wake up. Well, now I gotta take Scarlett to school, so that kind of messes up with my schedule a little bit. And I think I'm going to bed at like about 1:30 now too. But then I wake up drawing. I draw from like when I get home from 7:30. I'm probably drawing about until 10, and I continuously do that. But what I'm sacrificing is my sleep. That's what I'm sacrificing. I need to get, most adults need 7 to 8 hours of sleep. I'm getting about 5.5 to 6. And even then, there's times where I come home, I'll just cut playing out in general, and I'll just draw through the whole night or the whole morning. And sometimes it gets a little conflicted on like, hey, do I want to draw today or do I want to sleep? But I want that. That's my passion. That's what I want to do. So I'm going to continuously do it. But to me, the number one factor is, can my family afford for me to stop doing what I'm doing? No. So I need to find a different means to do it. So that's what I do.
Oh, cool. And my segue question to that was risk. How much risk should you take during opportunity? But I think you pretty much listed all those things.
Yeah, I think you just take it to the extreme limit. Like you go to the very edge with it before it becomes a full-blown risk. Mm-hmm. Commit your time, your money, your effort, your blood, sweat, and tears. Commit all of it right before you destroy whatever you're doing. So, in my case, quitting my job would be like absolutely no way. Like I better win.
That's not an option.
Yeah, I mean, unless somebody gives me like $30,000 and I could just take a year off of work and I could just go for it,
Yeah.
But I think you just push the envelope until just right above, like you were just going to cross over the line and you just don't cross the line. You just stay right there and you keep pushing yourself to that extreme, because at a certain point you're going to be good at whatever you're doing, and then you get to scale it back just a bit, more comfortable. It comes out more fluidly. So
yeah,
that's what I think.
I like that. I'm not agreeing or disagreeing with this notion, but I've heard that when you get into a family, when you get into a relationship, when you start slowing down, that it's harder to take opportunity. It's harder to pursue the things that you want to pursue. I've always heard, again, you get a lot of advice, right, when you're young. And one of the advice, I don't know who I've heard it from, but, they say don't rush into a relationship. Don't settle down just quite yet. Pursue the things that you want to pursue, because you're not going to have that time no more when you start a family. Do you find that to be true?
I feel like this is a trap question.
No.
You know what? If younger me knew what older me is doing now, mm-hmm. I would tell younger me to kind of go explore real quick.
Slow down a little bit.
No, not. You know what? Not even slow it down, because younger me already knew Shannon was the one, right? So there's certain things I should have done while I was with her and not slow down for her. You know what I mean? And it's not even for her. Hold on, scratch that before I get, I get yelled at. But I want to say it's more like, okay, what did you want to do in life?
Yeah.
Does this stop you? Are you getting distracted? Can you do this together? So, back then I wasn't thinking clearly. I was thinking about more now than the more future. So now I'm thinking about the future, and luckily I have Shannon there. She kind of guides me, and she critiques my work, and she tells me what I could do better. She tells me what I did great, and now we both want to take our lives together to a new level. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, to new people, maybe your age, younger, go explore, go do whatever you want, go to college. If you find someone there, great. If you don't worry about it. Like I said, you'll have that cosmic connection with somebody. It's just not going to be now, but you're going to have your life ahead. Yeah. Grind it all out. The 20s are the 30s are the new 20s.
30s are the new 20s.
Yeah, so you got to keep going. You got to keep fighting. Just because you feel like you're running out of time right now. It's not. You get, you're 30, 40, 50, 60, you can take it by increments of 10. If you graduated college right now or graduated in 3 years, you'll be what, 26?
Something like that.
27. You graduate college. You'll be doing the things you love, getting paid really decent money, live a happy life, successful life in your eyes. And then what? You only gave up 4 years of your life for the rest of your life to be comfortable?
Makes sense.
So I think a lot of young people, they get in their own ways, or they let certain things cloud them to where they need to understand that, maybe you do slow it down, but just keep rolling with it. Keep doing what you're doing. Just have them tag along. Yeah.
One of the things that you said, what caught my attention was you asked the question, can we do this together? And I love that, because what I've learned, and again, man, Tim Tebow, I've learned a lot from him, but him and his wife, one's a pageant star, the other one's an athlete, right?
Right.
Totally different departments, right? But the thing that kept them together, and things that they didn't really have much in common, but what they had in common was their purpose, right? They wanted to live life of significance. They wanted to serve God together. They wanted to help people, right? They wanted to grow this thing together, right? So I love that, and I feel like that's kind of the key, right? You whether or not, I don't think the question is that is it going to slow you down or not getting into a relationship or getting married super fast, but rather the person that you are going to be with, as long as you guys have the same purpose and the same direction, if anything, it's going to make it expedite your purpose, expedite what you want to do rather than hinder it.
Right, yeah, because if you have someone who supports you, it's not going to be dead weight pulling you down, right? So it's going to make you keep wanting to keep going harder, faster, stronger, and just continue on going with life. So, yeah, I mean, I would say you need somebody like that. You need somebody who has, your best interest at heart.
Yeah, no, for sure. I like that. All right, so I'm going to give you an option. We could do, I want to show you a video here, or do you want to do your hot seat questions?
Let's do hot seat questions.
Your hot seat questions.
You can show me the video.
Alrighty, guys. So these hot seat questions are basically yes or no answers. One of them, you might have to elaborate a little bit on it, but don't think, just say. If you think quickly, and go for it. All right.
Man, these ones are rough.
Ready for it?
Yeah, let's find out.
All right. The hot seat questions. Can anyone be forgiven?
Yes.
Does forgiveness heal?
Yes.
Oreos or Chips Ahoy?
Chips Ahoy.
Can you overcome pride?
Yes.
Can people change?
Yes.
Is there life after death?
100%.
Who's your favorite sibling? I knew that one would get you.
I don't know what to say to this one.
You don't have to answer that one.
No,
I wouldn't answer that one.
I got a favorite sibling. Don't you worry about it.
Oh.
Yeah. The sibling is?
Amazing.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
All right.
Starts with an A. I'll let y'all handle that one.
I'm trying to think of your siblings.
Well, I have Ashley, Adrian,
Oh,
AJ. And they
that's
start
smart.
with an A.
Yeah, I like that. I like that. Did I ask you hot dogs or hamburgers?
Ooh, man, that's hard. Hamburgers.
Hamburgers? Nice. Did you have fun?
100%. But
Sweet.
I got some for you now.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, I
have
got
questions
some.
for me.
Okay. Hot seat question right
Don't
here.
think, just say.
Okay. I'm going to go with 5 because it go off my top of
Could
my
I
head.
5? Okay.
Yeah. First one. Is cheerleading a sport?
Is what?
Cheerleading a sport?
Yes.
Do you always have to get married at a church?
Do you always have to get married at a church?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Well, okay. Can I elaborate on that one?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. Do you always have to get married at church? I believe being in front of okay, so you don't have to. Okay, so I've always said church is not the building. Church is the group of people, right?
Okay.
Is the people. So when I get married in front of somebody, I'm taking that vow to, be with this person for the rest of my life. No matter what, in front of all these people. So when I say yes to get married in front of the church, yes, I feel like you need to have those people around you because you're making a vow not only to your bride but to her family, to the people around. So that's my elaboration on that.
Interesting. Nikes or Skechers?
Nikes or Skechers? Nike. But they've been hurting my feet lately.
Yeah, they're pretty bad.
But I'm wearing Skechers, so Skechers.
Okay. Silly question. Dallas Cowboys or Texas or Houston Texans? Sorry.
Dallas Cowboys. I feel like there is only one Texas team, guys. Texans. I'm not a big fan of the Texans. They just. Nah, it's Cowboys Nation.
They just need to win one right now.
It's Cowboys Nation. You see, guys, nobody can keep the Cowboys out of their mouths. All other 31 teams, they just talk. And if they don't have anything to talk about their own team, they're like, let's see what the Cowboys are up to. I feel like they look up more Cowboys news than Cowboys fans do. So,
the final question.
Go for it.
Okay, this is a little long one.
Okay.
Now, in this scenario, if you have a mother-in-law, and your mom's sitting in the same room.
Okay.
You normally call your mother-in-law mom. Who are you calling mom first?
Ooh. Well, I can. Okay, wait. Reiterate the question one more time.
So
I'm in a room.
You're in a room.
Mother-in-law's
there,
okay.
And your mom's there.
Mom's over here.
You always call the mother-in-law mom, and your mom, obviously. How do you address the mother-in-law with your mom present?
I would call her mom because I call my mom mama. I call my mom mama, so she would know which one is who. Boom.
There you go. That's one
I
way
answered
out of it.
I love that. Good job. Lots of questions. I was kind of scared for those. But all right, let's take a look at this video real quick. Let's see.
When I was at the University of Florida, for every home game, we would get in the bus at our hotel, and we would drive right by the stadium, and we would stop at what's called the Gator Walk. In every game I played there was probably 20 to 40,000 fans at this Gator Walk, ready to greet us as we get off the bus. I would see all these people. I gotta tell you, there were a lot of voices that started to hit me. One of the first voices that instantly hit me was pride and arrogance, because I would look out and I would see thousands of jerseys with my number on it. I would look out and I would see Bible verses that they were wearing because I wore them. And so for a second you thought, dang, I'm something. They're here for me. This is pretty cool. I must be somebody. There's a picture that I stumbled across, and it's one of Time's 100 most influential images of all time.
That's rough.
Mm-hmm.
And it's the picture of this young girl. She's on her way from her village to a feeding center not far away. And she's so malnourished and she's moving so slow that this vulture is waiting to attack. So the young man that took this picture, I think there was probably something in his heart that he wanted to do good. He wasn't sure. So he captured this picture, and he just waited, and then the vulture got closer. So he kind of shooed the vulture off, and then he walked away, and the vulture would come right back. And he was told, because of some of the sicknesses in the areas, don't touch anybody, don't do anything. And so he didn't. He didn't. He did nothing. Because apparently the cost was too much. So he left. He went back. The New York Times published this photo in 1993. In 94, he won the Pulitzer Prize for this photo. 4 months after this, he chose to end his life. You see, every single one of us, we have a chance to be successful in life. And you know what? I hope you are. I really do. I hope you're successful. There's nothing wrong with being successful. But success is just about you. But significance is about other people. You see, that man that took that picture, he had success. That's one of the greatest honors a photographer could ever have. But obviously it wasn't enough. It wasn't enough. So what's going to be enough for you? You see, success is great. You can do a lot of things with it, but it's not going to be fulfilling. And you can never forget that sense of urgency, that it's not about your timeline, it's about their timeline. While you might have 30, 40, 50 years, they have days, minutes, moments. She had moments, but it wasn't worth it to go pick her up. It wasn't worth it to give her a hug. It wasn't worth it to tell her about the gospel. Yeah, I won a Pulitzer Prize, but what does it matter? What does it matter?
What was that?
I got chills when he said
that. It
that.
doesn't. And I think the greatest tragedy in life is we're going to look back one day and say, I was successful in things that don't matter. I want you to be successful. But more than anything, I want you to be significant. And when you live for Jesus and you love people, I believe you're going to have a life of significance.
Yeah, I mean, what he says is all true, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. So I guess you can kind of hear where I come from when I was talking earlier about living a life of significance rather than success. Basically comes from that video, and that was a big eye-opener to me, the same way you got children now when he said that.
Yeah.
You know, the same thing, and that's what I mean when the race, the rat race, whatever it may be, you know, pursuing money, pursuing fame, fortune, whatever it may be, you know, I think our generation has forgotten to be significant. And where it starts with us, right? It starts with us remembering to not only walk this journey to being successful, but walk this journey with the intent of being significant along the way with our families, with our friends. I always try to encourage others to reach out to somebody, you know, maybe they haven't talked to in a while or whatever, just to be significant, whatever it may be. That's just one example, but yeah.
Yeah, man. I mean, you gotta just leave an impact on the world you live in and go from there.
Yeah, for sure. I love that. So, Angel, this has been Living a Life of Success, but actually, I titled it Living a Life with Significance. I just wanted to start with success because I knew I was going to turn it into Living a Life of Significance. But again, Angel, I thank you for being here. I appreciate it. I think you and I have grown since the first podcast, right?
I think so too, yeah.
I'm not all shaky over here anymore. And we have better audio, so we're getting there on certain things.
I can lean back a little bit now and still stand up straight.
For sure.
And not have anybody tell me that I'm slouchy.
What did Shannon call you in the first podcast? She said,
"Oh, yeah."
Because you were wearing your hat, and then
I look like a little thug out there.
A little thug. Jeez.
It's not my hat, guys. This is my dad hat, and she doesn't like it that I have like a snapback, a normal this generation hat. She hates that I have that kind of hat. So
that's funny.
This is my dad hat. This is what I'm gonna be wearing every time I come in, unless I want to get all spiffy up and you see me with my hair slicked back.
We should do one episode. I'll title it something fancy, classy, but basically we'll wear like not a tuxedo, but nice dress clothes.
Yeah.
Something to look a little bit more presentable. Because right now we're just chilling, which is good. But
I think we get your sister, your sister
I
Jenna on here.
I do.
Yeah.
I've reached out to them already. Because thing is that we've talked about it. We used to. I think if we started this podcast like back in Washington, like how many years ago, we would have gone on about other things. Bouncing back and forth about differing opinions. But now I feel like we agree on almost everything.
Yeah, I think we kind of have the same perspective as far as like how we see the world and what a man's place and a woman's place is in the world. So.
Oh, you taking shots at Jenna?
I'm just saying. Jenna, don't hate me.
That's funny. And Melanie's that's my sister's girls, Melanie and Jenna, both 18 years old. But I know Melanie's. She knows a lot. She's very quiet because she processes these things. She's processing these things. But I know she has a lot to say. I know she has a lot of opinions. She just decides to not speak them because I don't know. But we'll see though. But
should be good.
Yeah. Anyways, anything else to add, Angel? Any plugs? Any shout outs you want to do?
No, just I'm happy to be here again. It was really nice. It's nice to do this. I feel way more relaxed. Yeah. Now this being the third time being on. I'm all right.
Good. And one thing to know, guys, like in the aspect of being a host, I have not been the greatest host because I have not sent Angel any notes on what I'm going to talk about. So the minute he gets here, I'm like, Angel, we're talking about this. And I'm pretty much putting him on the spot. So all these answers are just what he's thought in his head right now, in his heart. So it's not like he's rehearsed these things in his mind.
I wish I did. Some of these times I was like, I should have said this differently. I should have done that. Maybe we wouldn't be getting some hate comments that we got on TikTok. And then I would be like, let's reiterate what we say here.
I know. Yeah. So we have sound bites on TikTok, sound bites on YouTube, and sound bites on Instagram. You can find me on Instagram at Bruce, BRUCE.Pineda, PINEDA. TikTok, you can find that link in my Instagram bio or in the link down in the description below here on youtube.com. Again, BP Productions. But Angel, again, thank you for being here. I appreciate you. And again, episode 4 of 7. And we'll just keep on writing on to the next. But all right.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
This has been BP Productions. And I will see you later.